right here. Though they placed third place from the previous one, they are the champions, but as we've seen the improvement of some of the teams from CDM, especially at Q9, that will be playing later on, that will bring them down a little bit further if they don't improve as well.
And for Blacklist International Ultimate, the down point just continues to go down. For this squad. But 2023 is going to be a promising year for them. I mean, that's where Yato will be able to qualify himself as officially a legal, of legal age, and he's going to be able to play for this squad. So they're going to be more of a threat moving in through the 2023. But it's going to be a long year ahead of them because, there's going to be a lot of players that will be able to play like this, but this is the reason why they are losing, and of course it's to expose the mistakes that they have, and hopefully in the coming games they will be able to find the rhythm that they have. But looking at the game, Wolves King gonna be the MVP, 20 kills. This first MVP count, by the way, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, he's been performing in there in a lot of games, but he has been beaten in terms of the kill department and the total points that that the other members are playing. But this time, it's about time that King is getting the MVP spot. At this point, looking at the highlights from the previous games, again, it's the Wolves who won this game. It's a 4-2 on in the scoreline in the series run, and so unfortunate we weren't able to get to that game number 7. But it is what it is. This is what happened if teams battle each other head on, and if teams like the Wolves really improve time after time. Even the hard point that they played on that second cycle of our map, it's just like so much improvement already for the teams from CDM. But looking forward to how much more improvement will be put in by the team as we go into the interview, and right after that goes in for the break.
好的，欢迎来到赛后采访席，我是主持人，我们就知道来自重庆狼队的安仔，请安仔和各位打个招呼吧。
大家好，我是重庆狼队的安仔。
恭喜你们今天战胜了2021年世锦赛东部赛区的冠军 Blackx， 并且顺利拿到了本次邀请赛的季军。想问一下安仔此刻心情如何？
心情还是就是比较平淡的吧，因为我觉得就是我们今天热点打得比较差。
着重来聊今天的热点模式啊，在第1章挑战区以及第4章发射基地你们都是没有能拿胜利。你觉得今天哪个地方需要提升？在这个模式当中？
就是顾着点内吧，我们基本就是今天打得比较差一点，就是大部分都顾着点外的吧，就相当于之后我们要好好调整一下点内的人员嘛。
在点内的一些力量需要加强一些啊。今天的第2个问题是，可以发现你之前可能会偏向拿 K6以及 M16这种枪械，而今天是换到了X9，为什么？
因为我队内的皮蛋这名选手吧，就是说我X9不行，我就说我要打X9了，或者就打到底吧。
证明自己，我觉得这场打完应该不会说不行了。接下来一个问题是，你们今天啊，其实上场之后。感觉非常的不错，你们主动选择到了残破街区。要知道，昨天对阵到清酒的时候，这刚模式的控制模式你们其实没有拿下来的，那今天主动选择需要勇气，想问一下为什么做这样的选择？
相当于就是这张图，我们昨天研究了一下 Blacklist 嘛，然后相当于就是今天想试一下水嘛，然后正好就是发现自己的问题嘛，然后今天打下来，我觉得也有不少问题得在就是赛后复盘嘛。
有改进，但是还有精进的一些空间。下一个问题是，你们其实从昨天遗憾没有晋级到今天登上舞台，仅仅是过了不到24个小时的时间。想问一下这一段时间你们做了哪些调整？
相当于就是我们肯定输掉之后，肯定要先调整心态嘛，然后调整完心态，我们再说到比赛上面，就是去做针对嘛。
先调整心态，然后再去做到战术上的一些部署。想问一下，因为已经结束了我们这次秋季邀请赛的一个征程，想问一下安仔能不能给队伍这一次邀请赛的表现做一个总结和打分？
我觉得打分的话就是50分吧，因为我觉得我们的热点跟控制就是做的不是很好吧。然后我觉得得在赛后得好好复盘这2个模式。
热点和控制在这一次比赛当中发现问题，赶快去弥补。因为我们这次邀请赛也是为世锦赛去做到一个热身嘛。那么想请安仔为我们的世锦赛发表一下展望。
我就是希望把世锦赛的冠军留在国服赛区吧。
把世锦赛的冠军留在国服赛区，也是期待你们有更好的表现。加油，世锦赛加油！我们稍休息，稍后一起欣赏决赛。
sudah mulai coba buat dipersiapkan untuk ditembak dan udah melawan dua susah bahkan 3 orang sekaligus. One shot sangat luar biasa dari seorang Casey dan akhirnya berhasil juga.
40 seconds, and so far that's what they're doing. But look at that, 2 players from the Lokis, they're going to spawn on the other side. They're going to be the last players to push it, but Incendio is very sneaky. He's going to take down Luffy here, and that's going to kill the anchor. Double kill coming from Incendio.
Roshi finds 2 as well on the back. Lulu on this kitchen control, gonna win it, and another ult to the flag, and another prevention coming through. Wow, I mean, back-to-back plays from back-to-back teams. I mean, this game is exciting for me, man. I don't even know who's gonna win it, but trying to flip the flag.
Yeah, flip the flags indeed, and you know, in terms of the winning edge here, Diablo Ladies is still
Now YH trying to make the play here over that tank. It's gonna be one player, that's gonna be number 3. Whoopi will get tagged up. Fortune will not hit that snipe as well. Let's have a thumper, but gets it.
Tapi nanti dari Bingo gas dan for kembali bersama Codm over to Ban juga. Triple kill dari Bingo, langsung men-strike di sini donasi. Bingo banget ditumbangkan. Apakah jadi kelima? Nampaknya tidak, karena dicolong sama temennya. Jadi asis doang, nggak dapat kill. Masalah karena Smoky juga dapat 4 kill ya. Jadi paling tidak sekarang dari 2 pemain dari sana udah dapat kill streak, dan sekarang tabungan mereka udah menyala, masuk terus itu udah nyala. Jadi menjadi satu buat modal bagus untuk nanti menuju ke arah berikutnya. Iya, ini Bingo sendiri bakal langsung memutuskan pertemanan nggak sih?
Saja sekitaran 5 detik lagi kita bakal melihat koin kebuka untuk tim Galaxy Chaos, di mana mereka hanya mendapatkan 26 poin, sudah bisa menutup game, dan akhirnya leading poin kali ini berada di mereka. Trickster text double kill, Messi berhasil take down, itu ada berada di bagian posisi mana, dan bahkan pintu masuk mereka ditutup. Entrance sebelah kirinya Rada berhasil di take down, dan this is gonna be double kill.
More influence, and they're gonna get this. But Heaven, 3 in a row, can receive 4, but 1v1 high ground contest, and he wins it. One more at the back, and one more at the bottom, and he gets another. So now this guy's 5 in a row.
Yeah. And now WDC free slot just getting this hill, but there's gonna be a player that pushes up, and Dolphin shuts him down.
Dolphin shuts him down, and this guy, Dolphin, you're really counting. He just put on the plate. This guy just reading everybody that's gonna be in for the contest. He's got 19 already. One more for the cluster strike, and this should be enough time for him. And here you go, he's gonna use that Fred, and that should be it.
Dari Bingo langsung men-strike di sini donasi. Bingo banget ditumbangkan. Apakah jadi kelima? Nampaknya tidak, karena dicolong sama temennya. Jadi asis doang, nggak dapat kill. Masalah karena Smoky juga dapat 4 kill ya. Jadi paling tidak sekarang dari 2 pemain dari sana udah dapat kill streak, dan sekarang tabungan mereka udah menyala, masuk terus itu udah nyala. Jadi menjadi satu buat modal bagus untuk nanti menuju ke arah berikutnya. Iya, ini Bingo sendiri bakal langsung memutuskan pertandingan.
Away from this hard point, almighty. This could be time under their belt. Heaven already 22 kills to this day, but get taken down, and the game is still not over. We're moving into the next rotation. It's a battle
we go,
for the
Callie.
spawns, a battle for that B2.
Yeah, here we go. 139 to 136, and again Annihilator. Like, oh my Jesus Christ! I flick gets the second one, gets the third one. Boom! Just spawn on top, make them go one way, let Jeff Pro handle the one at the back, and this is what we're gonna happen. 4 down, and so far Jeff Pro, he spots another play. ZZ, he makes them spawn there. Another good play coming from Almighty. Let's see if they can get all this time, but so far, back-to-back kills, Scally, just milking a lot of this time.
Jeff is doing a great job right now, dropping all these players as he thinks it's
all
time
Almighty.
to drop bodies in
Oh
the
my
game.
God.
Right now, this guy will finish that they will take 2 players in the B flag, and they will just get it 86 to 122. And for Diablo Lady, they just need to get one more to just kind of have a chance to get this comeback happening through. And there we go, triple capture right now for Diablo.
Javen, he spots one, gets the second, almost gets it, but the Thumper's gonna clean it up for him. Another one behind him, can he get the triple kill? Javen gets it as well. Triple kill for Javen, can he make it 4? Yes, he can! Javen on a quad feed, can he keep on going? Blacklist International, Javen making the plays for the team, make it 5.
killer, gonna drop him out. So the game continues, and PJ is gonna be slaying again and again and again. I mean, 18 kills to his name already. Fully streaked up. One more to beat. Up front is gonna take Jabin out. So that's gonna be one way to push it. Another player in this staircase, and this is going on up there. Here comes the Fred. Two players up front, takes him out. Him down and even more with the gunfights. But now finally he gets shot down. The hard point gonna belong to Renegades. Cologne fighting up the shots. And now they get full clearance. Here comes the Pred now. Two players to beat up front. He's gonna take one. This guy already 6 in a row. And the guy is just scoring ever higher. Now already got this extra locked down. I mean, for Cologne. But now the bomb's gonna get planted. Irfan J needs to win this gunfight. 1v1, he's gonna win it. But the numbers, it's not gonna favor them. But here comes one more. He drops one. No, he's gonna get flanked. One player down. One more player to beat. He's gonna get the shot to connect, but not enough to get the kill just yet. 28 seconds. Oh my god.
Oh my god. 1v1.
The game continues to move in through. Ferry gets the defense locked down as well. I mean, 5 kills right now. She needs to get involved more in the gunfight department. And now she's doing a great time in this hard point, by the way. 75 seconds gets another. Gotta move fast. Have to be very efficient with the way you kill the players and the way you defuse that bomb raft all the way to the warehouse. This is going to be the first kind of contest that he needs to win. Now number 4 all the way to the other end. Certainly gets taken down. One more on the staircase. 1v1. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Raft, the MVP putting into use that shot into the killer flag. And now here comes the first contest, but 3 players to beat. That's going to be pretty tough for him.
That's one.
And DJ needs to get surrounded with his teammate. Drop 3 players.
Not it over. Not it over. It's not yet over.
On the A side. Here comes the Fred, who takes one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CDFI 2022. It is the grand finals. It's about time to determine which region is the best. And it's about time that AJ's dog will join us along in this competition.
Everybody's been asking why can't we have 3 shoutcasters on the desk? Now you do. You've got Cali Gaming, Mustachio AJ, and the one and only Zeus. He's my son.
Oh, a very cute dog in there.
You want a shoutcast? No? Okay, he's nervous. We'll let him
okay.
go for.
Yeah, it's his first finals cast, AJ. It's okay.
It's his first grand finals, right? He's a little nervous, but it's all right. We'll let him warm up in the background. We'll invite the other 2 a little bit later on. So let me know, Callie, how do you think this series is going to go? Because we just saw CDM go up against Garena. Garena got demolished in that matchup. Now there is an opportunity for the number 1 seeded team within Garena to take on Q9, who's the 2nd seed, but they didn't look like the 2nd seed yesterday, did they?
I just really just hate to see it. Come on, AJ. But for me, I believe AMT can put up a great fight. They have showed promises, and you know what you're looking for a team is consistency, and this team definitely has consistency. You know, you got Heaven popping off right now. Irfan J playing serious. You don't get to see that often. You know, he wants that victory, AJ.
I mean, when Irfan J gets serious, you know you are in a little bit of trouble if you're the opponent, right? But of course, if you are Q9 has been spectacular so far. The only team to really kind of push Q9 a little bit has been Smarter Mega, and that's when they took 2 maps away from them, but they still allowed Q9 to take the dub. Q9 has not lost a single series throughout the whole event thus far, which just goes to show exactly how dominant they have been. I mean, the exact same thing can be said for Almighty, who might just be a step above them because they've not lost a single map. They've not lost more than a single map to any one of their opponents so far, Cali.
Both these teams, one thing we can say is that they are both dominant. You know, they have bested every team that they have competed with, and now it's time to determine which region really is the best. It is gonna, or is it gonna be the Garena region itself? And there's only one way to find out. After this day, after this match, we are definitely gonna know, AJ.
Absolutely. But of course, we are also still waiting to see if or not Seki will stop being a little man-child in the chat.
Come
Seki,
on, man.
please. I mean, help us out, man. The chat has been awesome, you know, free of toxicity the whole day. We would hate for it to end with you, Seki. Come on, so give us some love, give us some good old Garena sort of loving in the comments section where we are always enjoying ourselves, making a lot of friends. In the meantime, we will see if or not CDM has the capability of demolishing, absolutely destroying the number one seeded team within not just Singapore, not just MSP, the server that we all play on, but the whole of Garena. Because if CDM does manage to do that, that will be such a huge achievement and also a statement before stage 5, Cali.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is a perfect way to actually gauge which region is gonna be
Yeah.
stronger. And
Yeah.
if Blacklist International Ultimate fell against Wolves, is really counted out. Smart Omega, they struggled against the CDM region teams, and
Yeah.
Smart Omega they fell against Q9. So obviously we can say that Q9 is not a joke at all. This is a team that's locked and loaded, and you already know that the Search and Destroy that they have played so far has been amazing.
And look on his face, slight smile, sometimes smiles like Warden, you know.
Yeah.
He took the title for himself instead. But Oling surely deserved it. And I think that kind of carried over from the King of Sniper Solo Challenge all the way into CDFI because Oling couldn't get it done back then. And we were talking about how just because you're not the best sniper doesn't mean you don't have the best plays out there on the battlefield because it is a team gameplay at the end of the day. And that's exactly what Q9 has been proving all the way up until today. And of course, Almighty, to their own fair share as well, has been dominating. Even Blacklist Ultimate, who took on Almighty, couldn't really go the distance all that too much. We did see the play at standoff kind of being dropped, which was quite a shocker. I did not expect Almighty to lose that second control match. I mean, let's talk a little bit about control because Almighty has been superb so far when it comes to the control games, except for CDFI. They've dropped 2 games so far.
And ever since their win streak getting ended by Weibo on the group stage, it feels like it's been a 50-50 for them. But I do believe that now that they're here at the finals, they might be able to step it up in here once again. But it's not an easy feat in here. You're talking about the Q9 squad where they have 3 slayers. You got D Chen, that's going to be the third scorer. You got Island, who's been a staple and been a reliable guy lately. And you talk about the MVP of Q9, Niluho, which has been involved in every gunfight. He's always there for the big moments.
He's the most annoying player on the side of Q9 if you're the opponent, man. I mean, he does everything, right? I mean, he slays, he holds down the sights, he holds down the objectives. When it comes to hardpoint as well as control on those SNDs, he's clutching it up like the Clutch King Irfan J as, himself. But that's going to be quite a good matchup. I mean, I think the battle that I'm looking forward to the most is Oling going up against Irfan J. These 2 monsters, as they take those head-to-head battles, obviously they don't know exactly who they're battling on the battlefield, but it's going to eventually break down on the battlefield a little bit later on. And the biggest question for me is, can the Clutch King manage to deal with the supreme MVP that Q9 has to their side? Because he's going to be quite relentless out there on the battlefield, and he's not going to be easy to control at all, Cali.
Exactly. I mean, this guy, he does everything well inside the game, but he also holds the spirit for his team. He's always out there hyping his squad and talk about leading by example once again. Niluo, such a passionate guy, and you just can't help but, really like this guy overall with the way he plays and, of course, how he influences the team around him. And you know that he's a great guy when he's able to raise the spirit of his team, AJ.
And that I have to agree. And then you look at the side of Almighty, and you don't have just one cracked player. You've got multiple cracked players who, in their own accord, pick up multiple MVP titles. You're talking about Irfan J. You're talking about Heaven, who is not a stranger to those MVP titles at all. But you also see at moments Shut Up waking up in those games. And very recently, Jeff Pro has been stepping up. I mean, I believe he picked up his first MVP title yesterday, and that's truly well deserved because throughout the whole competition, he's been facing a couple of connectivity issues, hasn't been faring all that too well. I don't know how he solved it, but he solved it at the right time before we head on into the grand finals because this matchup is the most important match for themselves at CDFI for obvious reasons.
Yeah, exactly. This is to determine who is going to be holding that trophy. That's currently in the main stage in China at the moment. But, if we're looking at AMT right now, they definitely have what it takes to take Q9 down, but it's going to take efforts. if you're going right through the eye of the storm, you're gonna have to drop down every game mode and you're guaranteed a victory. But it's not gonna be that easy because in order to get to him, you have to line up and take down Soft, Island,
Yeah.
Beechen, and Lin, who it's definitely a very solid player. But for Garena, AMT is the last hope. I hope that they put on a good show here, AJ.
I most definitely hope for the exact same as well. Obviously, you guys didn't have the translator for the previous interview segment, but Zai was asked a question, and what is the goal for the team of Wolves for the next stage, right? And we did see a phenomenal answer coming from him. He wants to keep the title. He wants to keep the trophy within CDM. And for obvious reasons, Q9 is going to be trying to do that as well at stage 5. But the biggest question is, can they even hold on to the CDFI trophy within their nation when Almighty is sitting down miles and miles and miles away across the ocean waiting to steal the trophy away? There is a big probability here that we're going to see an ultimate upset by the time we get to the end of the series. And I cannot wait. The biggest question is, of course, going to be whether or not it is a 7-match dragged out series, or is this going to finish off swift and easy like that matchup against Wolves? 4-0, but 4-0 to whom, Cali?
I'm gonna be losing my head if 4-0 happens here at the championship. I mean, we have seen every sort of surprises here at the playoffs. You see Smart Omega go down to Q9. You see Q9 redeem themselves back on that semifinal series against Wolves, sweeping them in a very convincing manner, in a dominant way to say. But I don't think that momentum is gonna carry on in here. I mean, AFT, they are such a bane. They get through you in your head, especially Irfan J. That guy, although he has fast reactions, he knows how to play right through your personality, and he can just basically mess up your psyche, man.
And with very interesting ways, right? In the past, he used to bring a lot of those non-meta guns just to tease his opponents. And, chat is calling for Irfan J's FHJ gameplay, which I think is a little too much to ask for, but you never know what the Clutch King may be able to deliver. It's all going to be dependent on how dominant they are out there on the battlefield. Have you ever been taken down by an FHJ in MP matches, Cam?
I did once, not really in an MP match, but in a 1v1. I was actually... I got knocked by Wasabi, okay? 20 kills with that FHJ. I think you guys have to see that. It's online, but you guys have to search for it. But now we are going back into the game. Q9, they are going to be here for a show. Island, he's such a showman. He really knows how to get it done in that hard point, but he is really the front runner that Search and Destroy. He knows how to attack the enemy's line of defense, and he's for sure ready up to take this challenge against AMT.
Oh, I mean, Q9 has been ready from last year, bro. They've been waiting for this moment. And, Q9 is no stranger to Almighty. These two squads are very good friends. They scrim with each other all the time. They know each other's plays as well as strategy in and out. But they've never played against each other in a setting as serious as this. And you can see Oling is already getting into that Zen mode. He's already trying to calm his senses down before he loses his mind once he whoops some butt out there on the battlefield. I'm waiting to see him celebrate.
Yeah, oh man, he's always the first guy to hype up his teammate once they get to win, and you love that to see that from your MVP. 11 MVPs in the CDFI 2022, and if he can raise his spirit, his teammate's spirit once again in this upcoming game, and then during battle against AMT, they might be able to pull it off, but it's not gonna be relatively that easy because AMT is gonna try to snatch the trophy away in China. Incendio, Irfan J, Heaven, Shut Up, and Jet Pro, and I love the constant rise of Irfan J. He dropped 40 bombs yesterday, and Heaven followed up, leading this team in total of hardpoint game mode kills. 42.57 kills per game, AJ. This guy does it all.
Yeah, Irfan J has got about 2 or 3 MVP titles to himself, but I believe Heaven outdoes him. Heaven has had multiple MVP titles to himself, I believe around 6 or 7, so that's just phenomenal in terms of performance from what you think is just the sniper of the team. Heaven is no longer just the sniper of the squad.
Yeah.
He is the annihilator on the side of Almighty, who can get the job done no matter what he plays, man. I mean, you want him to whip out the DLQ. He's going to get the job done. There's a monster as well on that SMG in some of these respawns. And now that we see the one and only insane Dio pick up the Rytech AMR as well, we've got a potential triple snipe setup. But I wonder if or not they are going to use that against Q9, because there is a high probability they might get punished.
Yeah, but it really depends on the map. If you're trying to play a map that's very close range, having a triple snipe setup is not gonna be a very viable gun composition option. You gotta play through the map. But I believe that triple snipe setup, we could see that happen here at this match itself. And taking a look at the weapon stats here, these teams, they really love that Krieg 6 and that DLQ 33. But he started the trend of that switchblade X9. He's been able to rack a lot of MVPs with it, and he started the trend, and now a couple of teams are starting to pick it up, and you see Q9 using it as well.
Yeah, Q9's just 50-50 on the switchblade. What they do bring out more often is the Bison, and the Bison has been quite phenomenal this season for obvious reasons. The increase in range has made the gun once again viable. It's not a perfect comparison to the CBR4 when it was in its prime, but it does get the job done out there thanks to its massive mag size. But with Q9 now winning that coin toss and dragging us into firing range for hardpoint as we kick things off, this looks like it's about to get dicey. Firing range is not a map that Almighty has played so far within CDFI, and it's the exact same situation for Q9. But once again, these two teams know each other really, really well. So this pick could do that dirty against Almighty.
And these squads, they have played already in the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2021. They have met, but AMT got a lot farther than them, because on the playoffs, Q9 was actually eliminated by Blacklist International Ultimate. But that should change here as they look to be the one with the upper hand. Firing range hardpoint is where we're gonna load up on this first match at this grand finals between Q9 Club and Almighty. And by the way, the operator skills have been banned. It's gonna be the Annihilator and that Spiral. So the Purifier, the Gravity Vortex, and Claw is gonna be available. And ladies and gents, here we go. To start it all off, Q9 and AMT. Map number 1 at the grand finals, hardpoint firing range.
Almighty has the advantage as they spawn out of the Special Forces base, hopping straight on into the auto repair. But look at the Scout Tower, play number 2, D-Chen, already climbing up halfway through. Now he's going to be the damage dealer from up top, but instead he drops on down to steal away the hill because he knew he had not much backup there. But now D-Chen holding on towards the back portion of that hardpoint. Branch Road beaming down warehouse number 4. Player number 2 on the side of Almighty Heaven. He does manage to get the slay, but Lin, does he get this smoke? Yes, he obscures the vision of Heaven. It's a really smart play if you look at that.
Yeah, not only do they have the position inside the hardpoint, but they have also put one player inside the Scout Tower through the use of that smoke. And now preventing that play, Q9 Allen's gonna go top and go down with the skill. That's gonna be 3 in a row for him. Make that 4. The guy is twisted right now. He's getting warm. And the last thing you know, you don't want this guy to get hot.
Yeah, and it looks like they are both warm each other up, but Island is just really popping off against all of them. Managed to get 6 kills before he got taken down finally. Absolute monster. Can he continue streaking himself up? There's no questions whatsoever. He surely will. But Q9 now, super early rotation into P2 as well. And Almighty's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Island has been toasting these guys. They have been fried here every time that they spawn, and not to mention Nilua or Uling is not really able to play well just yet. So Q9 absolutely terrifying AMT right off the get-go. They have changed P1 to P2, and their rotation, the position is just on point. Island on 12 kills already, and this is just the second hill, AJ.
Okay, wait, hold up. Everybody needs to go over to YouTube right now and check out the chat, man. There's a bunch of people here, a bunch of supporters from around the world who have changed their names on that YouTube chat to AMT whatever. We've got AMT Tylo, we've got AMT Nick, we've got AMT Deshaun, AMT Sage, AMT Maker. Everybody's going crazy for AMT. But AMT's just struggling a tad bit. They finally get the break on the hill, but backstep out of Lin secures the scrap point for the side of Q9 as well. For the time being, AMT has got a lot of support, but they ain't getting no points, Gally.
But now that they do so, they're going to have one player inside that hill, but Irfan J going to get shut down by D-Chen. Perfect investment with that claw. And this P3, most likely you are going to see the operator skills in action. And Island just bumping up with the kills, and Lin with the nade, dropping 2 players down. Q9 has successfully prevented AMT from getting any sort of momentum for the first 3 hard points. And you already know, firing range is a snowball map. You get the first 2 contests in the hill, you get this hard point number 3, you're definitely going to end up with the victory. And Oli now starting to hit off, brings in the claw as well. Unfortunately, he gets shut down, but Q9 has already built up so much lead, 101 to 18.
In a usual circumstance, I will say this is a no comeback game for Almighty, but it is Almighty. They can get the job done. Final 20 seconds, Soft holding on to the angle. Greg Six continuously beaming down. It's all about the timing. Shut up and Irfan J. They get Oling and Island out of the equation, but Soft still alive and kicking, holds on to the hard point. Final challenge steps on in. It's the one and only Insane Dio that gets the hill back for Almighty, but these are all just scrap points. Almighty needs to get the job done. Early rotation once again into Barracks by Q9. They are always 2 steps ahead of Almighty, and this needs to change if the Singaporeans want this match back.
Yeah, Q9 has successfully changed from P1 to P4. Perfect kill so far. AMT, no in position at all. They are spawning way too far, and they have to team up. You know, the only way for them to attack this hardpoint number 4 is make sure that they break the spawns, wherein they are no in position to because of how well Q9 is located in every angle. Island right now in an off one. He gets 1 player, drop 7, and now extends out in the jungle to take that double. Once again, Q9 wins the early rotation battle at P4, and they have claimed so much time, a 100-point lead, AJ.
Yes, pretty much all of the points from Barracks are gifted to Q9. Almighty could not find a single break. All angles on total lockdown. Q9 running circles around Almighty. 15 seconds to go. They'll get all of these points. And Q9 doesn't even bother going in for the super early rotation. Just sending out 2 players to take over warehouse number 4. They win their gunfights. Now this is that pincer maneuver that should be able to give them P1 as well the moment that hardpoint unlocks.
Yeah, Island doing a great job so far. He is twisted, leads the lobby in total kills with 21 right now. And Uling starting to catch up a bit with him. He's currently at 16 and gains control of this warehouse. Now, there's going to be 2 players looking to contest in this hard point and this control point as well, but they're not going to be able to get there. And AMT still in 28 points. They are nailed down to that point. And Q9 continues to puppeteer every sort of family. And here comes Luo. That could be a potential kill, but no, he's not going to find any. AMT good to know, hop inside the cover, and they won't be able to get taken down. But look at this. D-Chen just raining down upon the players on the top floor. 3 kills for him, 183 to 30, AJ.
Good nade by Shut Up to take down D-Chen, who was holding on to that scout tower very well. Oling from the back, whips out the claw, gets the first one, should get the second one as well. This is an absolute GG. And Q9 almost finishing up this game, but Almighty's barely at that 50-point mark. What in the world is happening? This is the number 1 seeded team within Garena, and they are getting absolutely thrashed by Q9, who beat down Wolves 4-0 earlier, who beat down Wolves 4-0 yesterday. This is just an absolute annihilation that nobody expected, Cali.
Yeah, this team actually gets taken down by Wolves in the China Masters Season 4 Championship. Different squad out there, the Q9 back in the...
Almighty needs all of these points now just so that they can hit that 50-point mark, so that they're not capped below 50 and get that huge 50-point club welcome. Break it before Almighty can get to the 50 points. My, oh my, what is happening? White warehouse, but Lin brings in the purifier. Jeff Pro about to lose it, and he does from the back. Irfan J goes down as well. Lin raining down all of the purifier shots, and Almighty haven't gotten to the 50-point mark, and they're about to lose this. Smoked out as well. Hunter killer drone for the pop. Lin goes down, thankfully. This is a absolute crazy annihilation by Q9, and Almighty can't seem to find a break. Final 9 seconds. The players are too far. Backstab, but it is still safe, and this is all over. Q9 welcomes Almighty to the 50-point club.
Free membership access. Q9 and the absolute performance at this hardpoint firing range. And talking about the slays, they have done it, but talk about how timely that operator skills investments are. First, the claw from Uling, and of course, Lin with that purifier at the end to secure the game. No one can touch Q9 at that hardpoint, man.
At this point, everyone who changed their name tag to AMT is probably going to be changing it over to Q9. I mean, Almighty got annihilated in that first match. We don't know what happened. We don't care what happened because that sort of a scoreline is unacceptable if they are going to be representing Garena at stage 5. We need to see a little bit of a comeback here. We know Almighty is capable of that, but Q9 is playing this on a whole other level. We saw their capability yesterday as they beat down Wolves, not in a 7 series. It was a simple 4-0, serving the donut up. Nobody expected that. So I guess you can expect the exact unexpected here in this matchup against Almighty as well. I don't know what their chances are going to be, and as we head on into S&D next, this is a game mode that Q9 has got a 100% win rate at. So
It's gonna be tough, AJ. Top salt, top. I don't know. I'm just lost for words. But you know, it's a good thing. Even though Q9 is gonna have a 100% win rate at this search and destroy, Almighty has the chance to pick that map, and it's going to be takeoff. And the triple snipe setup could take in effect in that game mode. But just talking about the team stats in here, Q9 Club 128 kills compared to Almighty's 83. I mean, that's a lot of margin. We're talking about a lot of margin here, AJ. Just looking at the hill time, 4 minutes and 12 for Q9 and 47 seconds at the side of Almighty. And you know, Island step up greatly. He was able to chain every early rotation that we have for Q9. He got 12 kills in just the first 2 hard points, and he's been so efficient with it. 2 players from Q9, 30 kills and up.
but you know, here's where you truly will be able to see who are the real fans of Almighty. Because when your team gets trashed in this manner, you can either say, no matter what, I'm going to back these boys up. We are going to invest all of our hopes and dreams in them. They're going to be able to take us all the way. Even if they fail, we're still going to believe in them for stage 5. Or you can be a fake fan and drop out